Hey everyone, Jason Shepard here of M08.com, and today I'm going to share with you guys literally my number one Checkride tip related to the flight portion of that. This video probably a little bit longer than what I normally do. Give me an extra 6 to 7 minutes of your time. All very, very solid content. So set aside that time right now to take action on this video because it's going to help you a ton as you approach your check ride. What I'm talking about first off is one of the biggest fears of the flight portion, and that is the cross-country diversion. You've got this beautiful cross-country planned up that you're going to fictitiously fly for your check ride. You're not actually going to go to that destination on your check ride. You're going to get diverted somewhere. Usually around your first or your second checkpoint, you will get diverted. So let's say we're flying along here, leaving the Marion County Denellen Airport, X-ray 35. We get to our first checkpoint, this little private airstrip right here, and all of a sudden the examiner says, "Sorry, Jason, there is a terrible storm in front of you. You've got to divert. Divert me to the Leesburg Airport, or divert me to the Inverness Airport down here." And you are going to have to make some quick decisions. Now, to add insult to injury, you will not be able to use your GPS or your iPad, etc. None of that stuff. I love flying with my GPS. I love using my iPad in flight. You guys know I do a lot of videos on using the iPad in the cockpit. That will not be an option. These examiners want to see you do it the old-fashioned way because yes, they love technology. Yes, the FAA now endorses using an iPad in the cockpit. However, if everything hits the fan, if batteries die, all this sort of stuff, okay, they want to see you navigate the old-fashioned way. So you need to answer these 3 questions during your cross-country diversion. And you must do it using your E6B in your sectional chart or even your plotter. You need to know what heading you should fly, how long will it take me, and will I make it? Okay, so heading, easy. How long will it take me? I'm going to show you a cool way to do that. And will I make it? Talking fuel-wise. So let's start what heading you should fly. Get heading that direction. I'm not saying you need to be throwing your plotter down, lining up with longitude and latitude and doing all this stuff. The most important thing is to what? Is to fly that airplane. When all else fails, fly that airplane. Your head needs to be on a swivel. The examiner will be disappointed if you just have your head down the cockpit the entire time, especially as you're approaching this fictitious thunderstorm or other traffic or whatever it is. Okay? So I want you to just get heading that direction. Let's use this example. I came right about here to this little private airport, and they want me to divert to the Leesburg Airport. I am just going to guesstimate. I'm not going to get that perfectly 152 heading, okay? I want to guesstimate. So I'm going to say for my location, roughly straight down is 180 due south. Okay, roughly out this way is my 090. Let's kind of split it up a little bit here. Leesburg's going to be like a 150, 140. Okay, again, I'm not getting nitty gritty with it. Let's just get heading that right direction. That's the most important thing we can do right now. We can use these big checkpoints like this town and this lake and these lakes as we approach the airport to help us. We can use those checkpoints, but the most important thing to do is get heading the right direction. Now we need to answer the question of how long will it take me? Well, maybe you guys have seen this before, but this is called a wind card. I've talked about this before. Really, I almost said it was a cutting edge idea. It's nothing fancy. But what you need to do before you leave the ground is calculate at altitude what your ground speed will be in all directions. Then take this little wind card, whether it be on a post-it note or whatever, stick it to your knee board, stick it to your flight plan. So now you know, okay, if I was to head roughly a 140, 150, I'll be traveling at 100 knots ground speed. You've already calculated it. So now you're not fumbling around in the cockpit with your E6B, on that wind computer side, making your little pencil dot and sliding it here and doing all that stuff. You don't have time for that. Your head needs to be on a swivel. So you need to be able to look straight down and go, oh, on a 140 heading, I'm going 100 knots. Oh, on a 320 heading, I'm going 116 knots. So no matter what heading you choose to fly on, you will always know your ground speed specifically for that diversion. Checkride examiners love this stuff. It shows, number one, that you are super prepared, and it makes you way more efficient in the cockpit. So don't forget to do it at altitude. Don't use a surface METAR. It does you no good because you're not at the surface. You'll be at 3,000 feet plus, okay? So use the winds aloft and calculate the ground speed for all those various headings on the ground before you leave. This is called a wind card, okay? Pause that if you want to look at it a little bit longer. We're going to keep moving forward here. And the last question is, will you make it? So now you got to solve a simple equation. Traveling at ABC ground speed, whatever that ground speed was, 116, whatever we said it was going to be, for XYZ miles, do I have enough fuel to make it there? So traveling at this speed for this distance, do I have enough fuel to make it there? And every single E6B on the side of it has that that ruler. Make sure you're using it in nautical miles for a sectional chart. Some of them also have a WAC chart, a World Aeronautical Chart. Some of them also do it in statute and nautical miles. So make sure it's sectional chart, nautical miles, and measure it out. You know, I've seen some people literally take it where they know that, hey, my thumb is 5 nautical miles in width on a sectional chart, you know, and they just take their thumb 1, 2, 5, 10, 15, 20, it's 20 miles away. You know, or 2 fingers, you know, something like that. Again, does it have to be exact to the decimal point? No. But you need to know what heading to get flying, how fast you're going to be going, how long it'll take you, and the most important question is, do you have enough fuel to make it there? The answer 9 times out of 10 is going to be yes. I mean, you really wouldn't hopefully put yourself in that situation where you're not going to have enough fuel to divert, okay? I know the VFR, you know, fuel requirements are personally, in my opinion, not stringent enough, but your chances are yes. The answer is going to be yes to that question. If not, you did some poor flight planning along the way. But do you have enough fuel to make it there? So that is the cross-country diversion in a nutshell. Do as much planning on the ground ahead of time as you can and answer those 3 questions. So now, if you guys loved that Checkride tip, I want to remind you, I'm doing webinars all this week and next week on your examiner's favorite 15 Checkride questions on the oral exam. Go to checkridesecrets.com right now to sign up and reserve your seat for that webinar. It'll be a mock Checkride style. I'll ask the question. You guys will have a chance to type in your answer. We're going to work to formulate your answers to make sure you excel on your Checkride. So that's checkridesecrets.com. Also, individuals, registrants on that webinar, I'm going to give you guys an opportunity to also get a copy of an actual FAA Checkride recording. I mean, no one out there has this sort of stuff. You'll get a chance to get that, a copy of my Passenger Private Pilot Checkride book and audio book, and also the transcriptions, the script of what actually happened on the flight portion of a Checkride. So literally making this thing like an open book test for you guys. First step is to go to checkridesecrets.com, sign up for the webinar. On the webinar, at the end of it, I'll share with you how to get those extra bonuses. But regardless, get on that webinar, learn the examiner's 15 favorite questions in that great mock Checkride format. I'm doing a ton of webinars because last time we maxed out our capacity of all of the webinar software. So I'm doing a few different dates and times for you guys to get in there. Checkridesecrets.com. Check that out now. Best of luck on your Checkride, guys. Email me after it's all said and done with how you did on it. I cannot wait to hear from you guys. See you in the webinar, and most importantly, remember that a good pilot is always learning. Have a great day, guys. See ya.